And that's a wrap from Sweden. I am Dan Kingerski on the Pittsburgh Hockey Now platforms, YouTube and Facebook. The Penguins did everything they were supposed to do. So many of the things they didn't do on Friday in a 2-1 collapse that was an overtime loss, they did everything right on Sunday. They started well. They defended extremely well, especially in the third period. Their penalty kill was especially stout in a 6-minute stretch in which they took back-to-back penalties, including 34 seconds of an overlapping penalty where Nashville had a 5-on-3. Eventually, Blake Lizotte adds an empty netter. Sergey Murashoff gets his first shutout in just his second start. And the Penguins win 4-0. So, first of all, a huge thank you to the city of Stockholm and so many of you who said hello waving on the street. I was surprised at how many Penguins fans made the trip. I think half the Penguins fans here were local. There was a "Let's Go Pittsburgh" chant going throughout the game. I don't know if you could hear it on TV. It's like, I wasn't going to correct them. Let them have fun. It was a unique experience, and I certainly a little bit melancholy heading home after a week. I never got to see the Vasa, but my dinners in Old Town went viral. I guess eating reindeer and moose. The Swedes were debating my authenticity and the authenticity of the restaurants that I went to, but there was no debating the authenticity of the Penguins' performance on Sunday. Let's get to the start. You know they are playing well when you hear the clack of the puck, blade to blade to blade, tape to tape to tape, as they're moving up the ice. The bricks, the grenades they were tossing on Friday were in fact replaced with just precision passing up the ice, 2, 3 passes, full speed into the neutral zone. If you want to break down Dan Muse's system, just look at the first period. You could see the breakout routes. They had Nashville's number, and Nashville looked like a deer or a reindeer in the headlights. That speed through the neutral zone just entirely collapsed Nashville's defense. I mean, let's be honest here. Nashville is not exactly a Stanley Cup contender. Sure, they might turn it around. They've got some talented players, but boy, they don't look very good at all. What the Penguins did, though, was just take the puck. The shots were 10-2 after the first period, and I couldn't tell you either of the Predators' shots. The Penguins, conversely, had 3 goals. All 3, Sidney Crosby's goal was not fluky. That was the third goal in which he intercepted a clearing attempt and literally, from those low slot, put the puck back in the net faster than it came at him. Just bang, bang, before anybody realized what had happened. The second goal was of Evgeny Malkin for the second time in 2 games. He's flying around the back of the net from below the goal line. Thinks, what the heck? Try it again. Banks it off a defender in. Malkin's 5th goal of the year. I think his points on Sunday put him in the top 15 of NHL scoring after 19 games. Not a bad start for Evgeny Malkin, eh? And the first goal was pure, let's call it earned opportunity, earned bounces. As the Penguins were dominating a few minutes in, Parker Wotherspoon's wrist shot hit something on the way to the net. UC Soros never saw it, and away the Penguins went. Make no mistake, they flirted with disaster. Their demons made an appearance into the second period. They were starting to play a little bit of globetrotter hockey. They were trying to say, hey, wonder how many we can score. The game began to open up, and you're like, I've seen this movie before. Perhaps the referees saved the Penguins 2 different instances. One, by calling 3 consecutive penalties over a 6-minute span. That actually kind of saved the Penguins, forced them to buckle down. There was also a controversial no goal. I'm not sure who poked it in, but it was right there kind of at the net. At first, we thought the referees had blown the whistle because Murashoff had frozen the puck. However, the refs didn't rule a frozen puck. They actually ruled goaltender interference. But if the puck is loose and you're just poking at it near the crease, certainly no predator contacted Murashoff. Considering the Penguins have had a couple taken away from them, considering the Penguins have been on the short end of, half a dozen sticks here over the last couple of weeks, maybe the hockey gods owed them one, and they collected. I don't know that it would have made much of a difference. The Penguins were just much better than Nashville on Sunday afternoon. Oh, by the way, Sergey Murashoff. Yeah, we mentioned him getting his shutout in just his second game. There's a little something special, or a lot something special about him. And how I know this, not because I'm a goalie expert, because his teammates say it. His teammates are very impressed by him. Chris Letang, I thought, gave him perhaps the best compliment a guy who's 38 can give a 21-year-old goalie, saying it's his preparation. He comes to the rink prepared. You see it in his results. Take that for what you will. Murashoff plays a quiet, solid, but athletic game. He can make the athletic saves, but he also doesn't get scrambly. In 2 games, I haven't seen him flailing about or going post to post, overreacting. Also, he does something Arturs Shilovs doesn't. He freezes the puck. Comes near him, paw on it, take the face off. Bring Sid out here, let him win the puck, and let's go. He knows the game. He's a student of the game, and actually he's a little bit of a student of life, I would say, because you saw him last Sunday kind of crack a wry little joke about it. Thanks for all the fans for coming out here, not to the Steelers game. He didn't know there was a Steelers game today, right after the Penguins game, but when I told him that, he's like, he missed an opportunity. He is aware. Maybe that's the best adjective. He's aware of his surroundings on the ice, in the game, and even off the ice. I see why his teammates think very highly of him. So Crosby, Malkin, score. Also pay special note. I don't know that it's sustainable. Certainly not to the level it was on Sunday. But Kevin Hayes, Evgeny Malkin, and Anthony Mantha. Brilliant. I mean, Kevin Hayes played one of his best games as a Penguin, if not the best that he's played. For a while, Mantha had a 100%. After 2 periods, Mantha had a 100% expected goals for ratio. The line just dominated the puck. They had 7 scoring chances, allowed just 1. 4 high danger chances, allowed 0. And I think by the end of the game, their expected goals for ratio was 87, 88%. When the Penguins do well, we've seen this season, it's because the second line has done well. They did well early in the season when Justin Brazeau and Mantha were on fire, and they played well again today when Kevin Hayes sort of reignited that line. That's not a coincidence. Also, Ben Kindle in that third line. For those of, I know it was a debate, and it was an honest, meritorious debate, if Kindle was better off playing in the top 6 on the wing with Sid or helming his own line as the third line center. I think Sunday probably tipped the debate, maybe ended the debate in my favor, that Kindle should play third line center. He was great in the first period, especially just snapping pucks around, creating offensive chances. I think he's a better center than he is a winger, and let him develop there. So that's it. Lots of good performances. I will call your attention to one other performance by the fans. They loved when Erik Karlsson would make a play. There was that second period rush when Karlsson just took the puck and went. He went 150 feet, dancing around a couple of guys, full speed, and the place, you could feel everybody slide to the edge of their seat, just raptured with whatever Carlson did. The folks here in Stockholm, it's a different culture, and it's kind of a wonderful place. I certainly recommend, if you find a good flight, hit me up. I'll send you all the places I've been and a good affordable hotel. You know, I don't stay in the Ritz-Carlton, but I had a pretty good place here in Stockholm. So that is it. That's a wrap. It's almost 8 o'clock here local time. It's 10 to 8. I've got to get out of the arena. It's just been an extraordinary week. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you back home. Thanks all for going along on this journey. Have fun.